how to get over disappointments. Very often in life, we getting disappointed, by people and circumstances, right? But especially people, they made a promise and they didn't keep it, and they, always, dropping you, and you don't know, how to change them, or what is it, is there something wrong with you, right, that they are so negative to you, and so forth. And I want to, for firstly, there's nothing wrong with you, right? So I want to discuss this in this video. And for those of you who like the contents of my videos, I would like to ask you a special favor. Please also remember to like and subscribe to my channel. This is going to greatly help my channel to reach out to more people. One extra optional extra favor, just drop a comment and share it to just one other person, or social media channel. This is optional extra. I would very highly appreciate that. But bottom line, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for the time you're spending, in just listening to me. I appreciate that. For those of you who don't know me, I am Osman. I'm a bioenergy healer on a master level with telepathic capabilities, specializing in critical care recovery and terminal illnesses, amongst a host of other physiological, psychological, and spiritual ailments. And currently, I have a major promotion, 10-minute anxiety fix for just $5, less than the price of a Starbucks coffee, delivered to you telepathically, instantly, globally, anywhere in the world, and pay only after you are satisfied. This goes for all my treatments. I only take payment after you are satisfied. So visit my website, yogawellness786.com, for more information on how to contact me and utilize my services. I'm also an advanced level yoga and meditation teacher, having been practicing this art form for almost 50 years and teaching for 44 years. In that period, I studied under various great masters from different schools of thought, different cultures, and globally across the globe, from the Far East, the Middle East, and the West, including the scientific communities, right? And I took the best of all the worlds and created my own unique protocols that are much faster, quicker, easier, more time efficient, results oriented, basically adapted for the 21st century. And to that end, I now have students in over 100 countries. And my favorite protocol is my 5-minute yoga and meditation program, which you can download for free by visiting my website, yogawellness786.com, in exchange to subscribing to my blog, and where you can also get more information about my services. So please also remember, my therapies are all natural based and not a replacement for medical treatment. So how to overcome the disappointment, right? Let's focus on the easier one first. Circumstances come, and sometimes it's brought on by your own mistakes, right? So you feel, and this is where you feel huge regret, right, that you did this and it brought about such a massive problem. I mean, if you expected that, I mean, you were warned, very often you are warned by people, don't do it, this is going to bring that, don't, neglect your classes and so forth, and, keep your parties, first do your work, then have a party, have a balance, or you're going to fail. You think you bright spark, the brightest spark, can get kicked out of university, right? And so forth. And then there's no going back, right? And something that was difficult to go into, and so forth. And you want to kill yourself your whole life. You regret why you made this, why you did that, and you feel like you're a failure, this thing, right? So this is like a typical type of general example. Number one, you are human, right? You have to understand you're human, and you are not born with all knowledge, all awareness, and perfect in every way, right? If that was the case, you will not be human, you'll be an angel, right? You will not be here on earth. So you have to understand that means there's going to be not one, many mistakes, many bugger ups, right? balls ups, like what we call in South Africa, right? You're gonna make this type of major mistakes, in your life, and you have to learn from it. And sometimes you make the same mistake repetitively, and try as you may, you can't, you know, stop making it. For example, like when you get addicted to, let's say, smoking, right? And now you know it's bad for you, and you want to leave it, right? I mean, I'm not saying everyone to leave smoking. You're gonna smoke, go ahead. I used to smoke for, I think, 23 years, and I wanted to smoke, right? And then when I wanted to leave, man, was that a challenge. It felt like I tried over 100 times, but I kept trying till I quit. And now I think it's 18 years since I've stopped smoking, right? I tapped myself on the shoulder for that. But keep going. So I was trying to leave it, and I kept going back, but I kept trying, but I trying different ways and becoming more serious about it, and didn't give up, and eventually I succeeded, right? But you have to be serious about it. So yes, you can change certain things with, and certain things you can't change, right? You must remember the serenity prayer. Help me to accept the things I cannot change, the power to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the power to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, right? This is basically how some things you can change, something you can't change. So certain things like difficult to change doesn't mean you can't, and you haven't found the way yet, right? So you have to know all the varying degrees, and don't kill yourself over it. So I'll give you a very good example, right? I have the great fortune to be interacting with a lot of people, right? And this person, she's a mother, and she's around 60 years old, and her daughter was around 26 years old before her daughter committed suicide. So her daughter, amazing daughter, and she went and she got married, and she was working and so forth, and then she lost her job, and there were problems with her relationships, and she had to come back home, and she was struggling, and she was just you know unable to get over, and probably the daughter not explaining all the problems to the mother. The mother was like upset. At least you're not even making an effort to find a job. Well, at least support yourself, and get out of this circle. This sitting at home, and it's going to be negative all the time and so forth. The daughter committed suicide. 26-year-old committed suicide. Till today, she's having bouts of depression. Right, this lady, the 60-year-old lady, that she felt she said something, and if she was more empathetic, her daughter would not have committed suicide. That she's supposed to be a mother and a listening, like a sounding board, right? And giving encouragement and more love, you know, and helping cope with a difficult time than patronizing her, you know. And I mean, what you going to do? You can't change that, right? So, firstly, the person who committed suicide is, I mean, it's your daughter and so forth, right? But that person made that choice independently. And also, we don't know how much of trauma they're going through. And yes, what you said influenced it, and they felt the one place that they could get some solace, they was not getting it, and they lost all hope in the world and decided to take their life. You can't kill yourself over it, because can you change it? If you could change it in a heartbeat, you change it, right? In a heartbeat, I'm sure, right? Especially in this person's case. But you can't kill yourself also, and you have to find ways of, working with it, through therapy, counseling. You have to seek professional advice. Don't think you're too clever. Seek professional advice, and especially get psychiatric advice, because they will also give you some drugs to deal with this, because you can't go now in toxicity. Maybe you will not commit suicide, right? I mean, I don't think this lady will commit suicide. She's strong-willed, but she's going into so many bouts of stress and unable to attend work regularly, and always on the weekends she's going on vacations, which is good. I mean, it's good to relax, but she's like seems to be escaping all the time and not addressing a problem head on. You have to be able to address it, medically and head on, and with the advice of your therapist, and it needs time also to heal, right? It won't just go away and disappear overnight, right? And also there are natural methods as well. Don't forget to adopt the natural methods, right? In trying to overcome. So these are it's like an extreme example, of a circumstance, you know, that comes, and there are going to be always in life positive and negative circumstances. No matter if you're on planet Earth, you're not going to have all positivity forever, right? You're going to have negativity, and the negativity is not going to be with you forever. You're going to be followed by positivity and negativity. Some people say my whole life is negative. My friend, you're not looking at the positives that are coming, across your pathway. So this is important. There's a lot of positive things that come. You don't even notice it because you're only focusing on the negative. If you're focusing only on the negative, your life becomes totally negative. You must learn to take your focus out. I mean, you must do what's necessary to deal with that negativity, but then take your focus on something that needs to be done at hand, that is positive. Like, what are your routine that you have to follow? Just follow that routine. Write down your task for the day or know your task, and just go through it, like go through the motions. You may be like totally numb, like a zombie going through life because you had a massive problem, massive crisis, right? I understand that, right? But you need to be in action and activity, in other things to be able to overcome it, right? And also there are some negative people, right? And that they are always disappointing you, so don't let it happen too often, like one or two times. You have to understand this is how that person is. This is that type of person's personality, right? So not all people are the same, right? They try to find your own circle that is more reliable. Build that network of reliable people. So I build up a few network of reliable people. If I know I connect with this person, I'm going to get things done. If I connect with the second person, yes, that's going to get done. Third person, yes, that's going to. Fourth person, you say he's going to do it, it's going to be done. The fifth person I got, I'm just reciting, I'm thinking of these five people as I'm talking to you, right? I've got five people that I can turn to in the event I need help, that I know, proven, reliable, solid people, right? So remember this one saying: you can't take a black cat and make it into a white cat. Don't get angry with people when they are disappointing you. Oh, this person's a letdown. How disappointing it is. Let you down the last minute and this thing. I don't get upset about it. Say, look, man, this guy is like that. Can we take a black cat and make it into a white cat? No, but I'm not going to hate him or anything. I mean, it's someone that we interact with. But I know not to, to depend for important things more on the people that are solid. There are some solid people, right? That if they say, they got your back or they're going to get it done, it's going to get done, and especially important things, right? So you have to understand that about people, that people are different, and you have to understand that circumstances are going to come and go, and some of the circumstances, the negative circumstances, are going to be caused by you. You have to know that upfront, right? And you can't kill yourself, and you have to try to change, and know that very often you're going to repeat the mistakes, right? Because you are thinking you have conscious control of your life. What is a conscious control? What is the level of conscious control according to science, right? According to psychology science, 95 to 97% of your behavior is controlled by your subconscious mind. You have between 3 to 5% control only. Is it a surprise so few people can keep the New Year's resolution? Can we say 95 to 97% of the people who make New Year's resolution, once you like 3 to 6 months in, no longer following it? Is it fair? Yes, 95 to 97%, right? Not everyone. I mean, you get the 3 to 5%. Hats off to you, right? You got the discipline. You can overcome that strong influence of your subconscious mind and stay on track, right? This is the reason why you keep repeating it, but you need to focus on strategies, see a therapist on how you can get out of the negative pattern, right? And also spiritual, methods are there, especially with chakra and blocking and so forth, that will help you, take you out of it. There's also, you get criticism from large bodies of people, right? Nearly everyone is tells you're a useless, you're a nobody, and they don't invite you to special occasions, and they make you feel like you're really nothing, right? You know, you need to get out of the circle, right? So sometimes, unfortunately, you are working and you're forced to, be, in that environment. Change your job with time, right? Don't just, quit and have nothing. Look for a better place. Don't stay in a toxic environment. Then you get, sometimes you are living in the toxic environment, right? And you are, 16 years old, 17 years old. You can't just go and live on your own. You're going to school, college, or whatever it is, right? Or you're still a minor, right? Or you're 21, 22, and you with family, and you're a student, and you can't, you have to wait until you can afford, and you are independent and can be independent. Don't just leave home and go and live, with other people that may be worse off, right? So sometimes it can be better, but weigh your options carefully, and also requires patience. Before, once you independent, this is the importance of independence, financial independence, right? The bottom line, so that you can at least provide for yourself, and at least, even if you can't afford an apartment, you can at least afford your own space, a room or an attic or something, right? Or a basement, where you can, afford to stay on your own, independent, and have your own space. This is important, to have your own space where you can retreat after a day of interaction, of negativity and disappointment. You come back to your own peace and your own quiet. You're not going to get negativity there, and be calm. And sometimes you can be in very toxic relationships. Depending on the level of toxicity, you have to seek counseling and therapy. It's not going to get better overnight, especially if it is, marriage relationships and the children involved. If there's children involved, don't just walk out of that. Make sure every stone is unturned before you can, make that choice to, move out, right? But unless there's a circumstances that is non unforgivable, right? You cannot, certain things, you have to draw the line, where the line is as well. So from yoga, meditation, and energy healing perspective, right? Getting into mindfulness practice and a yoga program, even a simple, I mean, you can download my free 5-minute yoga and meditation program from our website, yogawellness76.com. And you can have at least some simple practice. These things would, if you practice effective amounts, I mean, 5 minutes only a day is not going to be enough, right? But slowly you develop from there, develop the habit first, and slowly, and don't go more than 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes a day, or just going to the gym, right? This is, or just taking a walk, or just doing some exercises, home based exercise, push-ups or crunches, or squats. The most amazing thing is squats, right? You can do like 5 sets of 200, or initially 5 sets of 50, right? And then slowly build it up to 5 sets of 200, and there you have 1,000 squats, right? Doing it about 3 times a week, and do your crunches, and in the alternative days, like alternate, or your yoga, right? So you adopt certain habits is going to help you to be stronger, have stronger coping mechanisms when negative people come and negative circumstances come, and also help to build your own willpower to overcome your own self-defeating and failure behaviors, right? So I hope that information helps you. Take care of yourself always.